Everyone, this is the Wanderer. Welcome back. Thank you for watching. You're watching Tales of a Wanderer, and I just wanted to get another vlog up for y'all, get you a little update as far as what's been going on with the RV repairs and my current life, and kind of what the plans are and everything. I'll try to make this fairly quick. I'm currently actually leaning into the truck that the shop owner who's doing the repairs is loaning me, which is very kind of him. You'll see that that's a common theme with this guy. He's incredibly kind, really nice guy. Transmission definitely was burnt up, needed to be replaced or rebuilt, so they rebuilt it, and yesterday went on a test drive with it and everything, and some form of component inside failed in the transmission. So unfortunately that means I'm going to be stuck through the weekend into next week with them doing work on it some more. Everything's under warranty, and I trust this guy. He's been really nice, and really helpful, and just been very generous. He's allowed me to stay on the property in the RV. He's put out electric for me, put out water for me, gave me access to a bathroom to use, you know, everything that I could want basically while I'm waiting for this work to be done. So I've been really blessed in that sense, and I think that hopefully they'll have the work done by Tuesday or Wednesday. He's already got a remanufactured full-blown transmission ordered, so that if Monday they open up my current transmission and find anything they don't like or find, you know, not acceptable to repair or anything like that, they're going to go ahead and swap the whole transmission out for the remanufactured one, which of course also comes with a warranty. So overall it's getting done. It's been a delay, it's been stressful, it's been an adjustment, but in other ways it's been good. You know, I've had power and water and everything, so I've been able to really reorganize the RV, get everything reset, recharge everything, just really sort out everything that's been getting dirty and unorganized and empty over the last couple weeks. So you know, like I said, it's been an inconvenience, but at the same time it could have been a whole lot worse, and I've been really glad that I had it towed down here. I paid about $500 after insurance to have it towed all the way down here, and it's been really worth it. In fact, after the transmission broke yesterday, he felt so bad, and you know he's going to make it right. It's under warranty and everything, but he felt so bad. He said, "I'll tell you what, grab the truck tonight, come on down to my house, and we'll make you dinner and all that." They work with the Lions Club, and they had leftover prime rib, I guess. And I went down there, and they served me a meal to remember with a huge slab of prime rib and red potatoes and beans and deviled eggs and just the whole slab. It's really generous of him to bring me down there and offer that, and I have a pretty high amount of trust in this guy at this point, so it'll get done, and my spirits are a little bit better between all that. The cost has been covered, and you know, it's just a matter of time at this point that I'll be back on the road. For a little while with that new transmission rebuild, the RV was driving great, you know, it was doing really great. So I think once they get the transmission fixed again, I'll be good to go, and I'll be under warranty for the transmission for at least a year afterwards. So that's enough about that for now. I'll try not to blab on about the RV too much. I might put another tip or two down the road in this vlog, but I wanted to give you guys an idea where we're at. Currently I'm at the Highway 24-27 trailhead for the Uwharrie Trail and other trails. The Wood Run biking trail complex is what I'm here for today, which includes 3 different trails and some gravel roads and such. Pretty good mileage on them, but we'll see what kind of trails or loops we can knock out here, see what all's down there, and go from there. Alright, well, this trail has actually been very informative. It's got a lot of nice maps on it, some different things that I can reference to figure out kind of what I'm doing. I think for now what the plan is, after I gouge my leg with my bike pedal, is here's the trailhead. I'm going to take this gravel road up a little ways, catch this connector trail up towards Wood Run hunt camp. And then this red trail, I believe, yeah, is the Keyauwee, if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not, trail, 6.4 miles, fairly substantial, but that one's been said online to be really nice. Thinking about doing that one, or possibly the Super Tree Trail, which is the pink, which is 3.8 miles. This one here, actually, I think. And that one has something to do with experimental longleaf pine trees. I'm not sure exactly what the deal with that is. I'll have to put a little insert in here if figure out what the deal with that is. But that's the plan. I'm gonna make some kind of loop out of it and make something out of our morning. It's gonna be pretty warm today. It's gonna be a high of 85, and humidity isn't too bad though, so that's really what's gonna save me. So I'm gonna go ahead and start heading down this road here, and you can check in with a little bit of trail riding and some tips and tricks and figure out kind of what we're doing today. So I will see y'all in a little while. Okay, so slight change of plans already. I'm gonna bike back up this hill. I was just starting my way down. I can take this gravel road all the way up to the Wood Run trailhead itself. I'm gonna save myself a little connector mileage. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and get back up to the truck, drive it down to the proper trailhead, so to speak. And we'll see y'all when we start up there. Yeah, I'm actually going to be saving myself about 3 miles round trip gravel road riding or connector trail riding. A lot of it would have been uphill on the way back, and I would have been the most tired. So I think this will be the better plan. That's one thing, as I've said again in my blogs before, that you have to be prepared for, is to change plans, to compromise, to figure out what works best for your current situation. So that's what I'm doing, and I will see y'all when we get on this trail. Okay, well, we're officially on trail, a little ways up on the trail, not too far. This is the Keyauwee Trail, Keyauwee, I don't know, something along those lines. I'm gonna have to look up eventually how to pronounce that. But it's named after an old Indian tribe that I guess used to live in this area. And I think it's over 6 miles for the trail loop, and probably a little additional for connector trail. So we'll probably be looking at about 7 miles or something by the end of it. But on a bike, that's not too bad. There's definitely going to be a couple climbs that I'll have to tackle. But you get the climb so you can get the downhill. So we're going to keep moving here. I think it's going to be mostly scenery and music for the bike ride. I might throw in a tip or two, or a viewer question for this video, something that you guys can answer me in the comments. So I'm going to keep moving, and I will see y'all down the trail. Well, that's a nice start. Did a big climb up some switchbacks. Definitely some pretty good elevation gain, but that's what gets you to end up having little views out here in the Piedmont through the trees. So a lot of the views are out here in the Piedmont is through the trees. In the wintertime, you get a little more. The leaves are down. But yeah, it's really pretty up here. Kind of at the top of, I don't know what the heck this is. There's a campsite up here. I'm kind of standing on the elevated fire ring to get a better view. But I'm going to go ahead and just take this moment to put the tip for this video in concerning RV life and breakdowns, and insurance, and that kind of stuff. I guess first of all, maybe if you're buying a brand new RV, you don't have to worry as much about it. But in general, you have to have money aside in an emergency fund, repair fund, you know, to address when things pop up. I got a little bit scammed when I bought this, well, a lot scammed when I bought this RV. It was probably rolled over, so I've been dealing with putting a lot of money into rebuilding the whole thing basically. And you know, it's tricky, but I did have savings aside when I first purchased the RV, and if it would have been what it was told to me that it was, it wouldn't have been a problem. I would have been able to keep that money aside, but unfortunately that money was eaten through very, very quickly, and I was left scrambling for funds ever since. So that's that part of the tip, is just make sure you have an emergency fund aside, because things are gonna break. They're going to break. You know, it's just a matter of when, not if. So keep an emergency fund aside. And then the other thing is, when you look for your insurance, just make sure that when you get a policy, that you read through the policy very carefully, know all the limitations, know all the wording of the policy. It's all very important, particularly in my case, I'd say to really review the roadside assistance policy for your insurance, just in a sense that you want to make sure that when it happens, you know what you are entitled to, you know what they are supposed to cover, all of that information, so that you're not kind of guessing as they're telling you what's going on, you know, what the case is going to be. Thankfully, Progressive was pretty good. That's who I'm with, Progressive. They were pretty good about handling my claim. I wouldn't say the guy was the most friendly or courteous of agents, but nonetheless, he took care of it, and it was pretty close to what I was expecting. It was a good thing I knew my policy, though, because originally they were saying they were only going to cover 15 miles of the tow, and I was telling them, you know, well, if there's not a garage within that distance, that my policy states that they need to cover more. And that ended up with them doing research, me doing research, finding that the nearest garage is 47 miles away, and they covered 47 miles of my 150 mile tow. So that definitely saved me a fair amount of money, you know, probably a good $200 or something to get that 47 miles instead of just 15. So know your policy, know what you're entitled to, and know what to do then, you know, if you ever do have to make a claim. This is my first claim with Progressive, and overall, I'd say it wasn't too bad. It could have been better, but they took care of their side of it for the most part. But yeah, that's my 2 tips, I guess. Make sure you have a fund aside in case, not in case, but when things break. You want to make sure you have money aside to address those things, especially with an RV. A bigger vehicle like this is going to be difficult to find a garage that will even be able to or be willing to do the work. And then the cost is definitely going to be more than it would be if you were just having a car brought in or whatever. For instance, the transmission work I'm having done right now, I'm getting a very reasonable rate for him to rebuild the transmission or replace the transmission or whatever the case is going to end up being. But I'm still paying over $1,500 in transmission work, and then the tow above and beyond the insurance, what the insurance would cover was $500. So I'm looking at over $2,000 in repairs from this single breakdown. Now, admittedly, transmission, of course, is kind of every RVer's nightmare. The only thing worse than that would be if the engine blew, kind of deal. So, you know, it's pretty pricey. It's pretty substantial work. You have to find a garage that can do it, that can fit your vehicle, that can do the transmission work specifically, and something that's not booked out for months on end. So that's the thing. The garage that Progressive chose, that they said was willing and able to do the work, was 47 miles away, but they were also booked all the way through October. They wouldn't have even been able to get to my RV until the beginning of November. So that was just kind of out of the question. You know, I couldn't just be without the RV for 2 months or more. But thankfully I got the tow done, got down here. This has really been working out pretty well, other than the hiccup with the transmission breaking again. So they're going to go ahead and get that taken care of, and I'll be back on the road before long. But those are my tips. You know, just make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're knowledgeable about, you know, your home that you're driving around the country. So those are my tips for this video. I'm going to go ahead and go back and find where I set my bike and get back on trail and do some trail ride and get you all some scenery and some music, and probably check in one last time before the end of the video to wrap things up. So I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Oh, freaking ow. Kind of clipped this rock a bit here, and might have flattened a couple pine trees. Oh, that's gonna give me a mark in the morning. Well, I'm gonna dig my bike out of the woods and keep moving. Man, this trail is intense. This is a flat section of it, but man, pretty good steep downhills, lots of rocks and roots, stuff you gotta watch for. But it's been fun. I'm gonna be worn out by the time I get back. Oh, well, probably nearing about halfway on this trail. Just dripping sweat at this point. This trail is awfully rugged, really, really rugged. Biggest thing is there is just big chunks of loose stone just all over in the trail. I'll probably keep that out of the trail later, but yeah, all over in the trail. This is actually an easy section of the trail here. I'm taking a little break on. There's a little fall color kind of coming in here and there over here. But yeah, I'm just getting exhausted. I'm going to be awfully sore by the time I get back to the car. I don't know what this one is rated as. I guess I didn't look, but it has been awfully difficult. I'm a fairly new biker, a fairly new mountain biker, so I guess I'm still getting into it, but this trail has been awfully rugged. There's just a ton of loose stone, a ton of washed out roots and different things, all sorts of stuff that will send your tire off the wrong way if you hit it. So it's been pretty difficult. Even the downhill stuff I've had to go pretty slow on because again, you know, if you hit one root wrong or rock wrong, you're gonna go flying off the trail and probably injure yourself. So, and I already did that once. I'm not looking to do it again. Thankfully I didn't injure myself. In that case, I'm gonna have a bruise on my thigh, I think, but otherwise I got out of that pretty unscathed. But yeah, it is warm out. The trail is strenuous, but it's beautiful. You know, it's been nice. It's been enjoyable still, even with it being incredibly strenuous. Not going to say that on a couple of these climbs with all the rocks shifting around that I haven't cursed the person who made this trail a couple times, but right now it's pretty good. So yeah, probably about halfway. I'm going to keep moving and try to knock out some more of the trail, get some caffeine in here in a minute, and then find somewhere to take a little break, grab a snack, rest up, and finish the trail. So we'll keep hitting the trail and see you guys shortly. Alright, so I made it down to this creek crossing. Oh man, am I tired. I'm actually probably only about halfway now. This trail definitely, I don't know, it says 6.4 miles on the map. It feels like a lot more than that, I guess, just with the rugged terrain. But nice little water spot here, a bunch of tiny little fish swimming around in the water over there. I'm going to get some lunch in, pack myself a little box lunch here. But I've got some crackers in here and some Twizzler stuff and Cliff Bar. These are probably one of my favorite Cliff Bars they carry, the blueberry crisp ones. These ones are really, really good, especially for breakfast, easy breakfast. These make great breakfast. So I'm gonna go ahead and have some lunch here and rest and recover a little bit before what looks to be starting to climb. I should only have one or two more big climbs left on this trail, but even the downhill is awfully tough. The downhill is just a little less tough on my legs, but more tough on my arms from the rattling of the bike from hitting all the rocks and just trying to, like, I'm kind of putting my weight on my arms a little bit to keep my momentum from swinging forward. So tricky and definitely strenuous, but I wanted a workout today and I sure got one. So we're gonna go ahead and keep moving, and I'll see you guys a little ways up the trail once I get lunch done. Well, I'm definitely on a bit of a climb now. Makes me feel a little better though. I was down having lunch on the river there, on the stream.
And a guy came by who obviously does much more mountain biking than I do. School teacher. Okay, I'm gonna pull off so I can breathe and so I don't crash. But oops, there we go. School teacher, nice guy. Chatted for a little while, and he was saying the same thing. He's like, man, this trail is rough, isn't it? It's got a lot of rocks. It's like, yeah, I thought I was the only one thinking that, but yeah, it's a rough trail. Plus, he was mentioning, it's like, man, you're doing it with a hardtail mountain bike? It's like, yeah, budget mountain biking. You know, I ain't got $2,000 to drop on a nice bike like he had. But yeah, really nice guy. Nice chatting with him, and we both sat down there and had a little lunch. And now I'm back on trail, so hoping that this is going to be one of the last climbs I have, and at least at the halfway point at this point. The first section of trail that I did has, according to the map, way more switchbacks and elevation change and all that than this other side of the trail should have. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier going over here. I've got a little bit of views kind of through the, let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Through the trees, you can kind of see some other ridges. But it's been good, been hard, been a good workout. Bike hasn't broken yet, so that's good. Definitely a little more rugged of a trail than I would have taken this bike on if I would have known. But it's like he said, you know, it just catches you off guard. It starts fairly tame, and then all of a sudden you're into all sorts of huge roots and rocks and sharp curves and bare rock and all sorts of stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my bike here and keep moving. Man, you want a trail to make you feel like you got asthma, this is it. Doing it on a hardtail is pretty tough. Definitely would be better with a proper bike. You guys want an idea how much I'm sweating? Yeah. My helmet is soaked, as are my hiking gloves, my shirt, my pants. I'm soaked. But probably got a mile and a half, 2 miles to go. Legs are getting pretty sore, so I might be walking up more of the uphill, but wow, what a workout. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. And I'll see y'all in a little bit. Well, that puts me a little more at ease. That's like the third person I've talked to on the trail that was saying that this is pretty much the hardest trail you can do bike-wise around this area in the Piedmont in the Uwharrie National Forest. So, you know, I was thinking for a minute there, I was like, man, am I really that out of shape? You know, I do a lot of hiking and biking. I can't believe this is so hard. But no, this is like the third person I've talked to that's like, man, this is a challenging trail, a really strenuous trail, hardest trail in the area. So lucky me, I picked the hardest one. It's been good. There's been some views, some nice stuff to see. Met some cool people and all that, but oh, I am going to be hurting tomorrow. Between taking the pedal to the shin and that fall I took and just muscle soreness. Tomorrow will be a 0 day, I think. But I'm starting downhill now. Should eventually connect up with the gravel road. That should take me back to the parking area. So I might check in one more time before I get back in the truck and finish up this trail. So I'll see you guys shortly. Made it back alive. That was a heck of a bike. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so sore tomorrow. But I guess that leads me to what will be my final tip for this video before I say farewell for now. The tip being, when you're gonna go hiking or biking or anything like that, it's good to know the mileage. It's even better to know the elevation profile, which I neglected to do for this hike. If I would have looked at it, I would have realized the massive up and down that is on this trail. Climbed 3 peaks, so to speak, here in the Piedmont. all within 6 miles. So it was basically like 3 2-mile summit bikes combined into one bike. So it was really tough. But I'm gonna go ahead and probably go get some kind of fast food, reward myself a little for that heck of an effort, and head back to town and eventually back to the RV, which is currently parked at the repair shop. And of course I've got electric and water and all that he put out for me. So go back and rest and recoup and maybe even wash up a little bit and relax for the night. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, maybe learned a thing or two. As far as my question for this video, I would ask you guys, what was your toughest hike or bike that you did, and did you know it was coming, or was it unexpected? Was it worth it? Comment below, let me know what your experience there was. So I'll wait to hear about that, and I can possibly reply to some of those in the next vlog. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.